Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio, and today's video is for the GinaBAhrensDesigns team. Our challenge is hang it on the wall. Now, I have this old clock that's broken from work, and I've wanted to decorate it, so I decided this would be a good one for the hang it on the wall challenge. So I'm taking some of Gina's Digi downloads, some of her painty papers that you can buy on her Etsy store. I will have links to her link tree, which has her Etsy store and all that stuff on it. And yeah, if I have specific supplies, I'll try to link those as well, along with the coupon code for my discount to her store. So the idea is to cut all these pages into wedge shapes, and then I'm going to Mod Podge them onto the clock. So here I'm just trying to get that same size shape out of these, and I won't make you watch me cut them all. I just thought I'd cut a few of them while you were watching so you'd get the idea. And I am making them a little bit larger than the hour, so like between 12 and 1, 1 and 2. I'm just making them slightly bigger so that they will overlap a little bit, and that I will get them. That'd be 12 segments, right? If I'm thinking about that correctly. And here I am laying them out to decide where I want them to go. And I've decided I want light, dark, you know, so they're not all... so it's more balanced. That's the idea. I'm just stacking them in the same order so that I don't get them confused. And now I decided that it was really slick. I couldn't take this fake, this printed clock face off. It wouldn't come off. So I decided to do a quick wash of gesso just to rough it up, just to make sure that my pages will glue on. So I'm sorry you won't be able to see the whole clock as I'm creating it. I will rotate it as I go. It's just a little bit too big for my table. It's bigger than my table and doesn't fit under my camera. But so this is just a quick coat of gesso, and now I'm going to use DecoArt's decoupage, I believe, to glue these all down. While we're watching that, don't forget to check out the links below. Check out Gina's design team blog, where you can see all the other creators for her design team. They have lots of fun stuff this month, and if you've missed any, her blog does have all the previous videos for the year, I believe. And I don't think I make you watch all of this part either, because it just repeats over and over again. I'm just gluing them all down in a circle, slightly overlapping as I go. So once I get that done, I let it dry, and now I'm just going in with an X-Acto knife to make sure I still have that hole where the clockworks need to come out. It's a little loose right there, so I'm just going to take some glue and glue it all down. There we go. Now, the image I decided to create on this clock was inspired by one particular page of painted paper by Gina, and this is it. This was my inspiration. And so I tried to, hers is a jelly print, and her papers, a lot of them, some of them are jelly prints, some of them are just clean off paper, I think. But I'm just mixing, it's craft paint in khaki, a little bit of white, and stenciling it lightly. I don't want to lose all that color, just to kind of give it an overall feel so it doesn't look too choppy, and to kind of match the pattern in that picture. I have this stencil that I thought would work pretty well. Sorry if I'm jiggling too much on there. Now I just going around the edges, only because I had leftover paint, really. But it just kind of, I don't know. Figured it worked well to blend everything together. So on that digital paper of hers, she had some, like a flower that's drawn on top of music paper. So I'm grabbing some out of this old book that I got, and we're going to draw some flowers. Now, hers looks like she probably painted. I'm just going to use a marker. In fact, I think I use a Sharpie. And we're going to draw some flowers. So I do two of them, and I tear them out rather than cut them, because that's how hers were. And here I just wanted to add some more. I've got a lot of space to cover, right? So I'm taking some of her watercolor doodles, and we're going to use those on the piece as well. I think these are really fun. You could print them on sticker paper and have your own little stickers. Great fun. Okay, I also grabbed a piece of paper bag because she does have a brown spot on hers, and so I thought that would work. I'm just figuring out kind of how I want it to go. That bright piece down below is some leftover paint. It's actually Speedball ink, and it is not acrylic. I mean, it reacts with water, so I don't know what it is, really. But if you're careful, I knew it would, so I was very careful and tried not to overwork it. I do get a little bit of pink around the edges, but I wipe it up. Try not to let it smear too much. There we go. But I just wanted some pop of color on there. And in the very bottom kind of edge, you can see she's got some little pink circle going on. She also has a brown circle, so that's why I did the paper bag, piece of a paper bag. And now we're gonna, I was thinking I was gonna glue the flowers on. I go around with my Stabilo, and now we're gonna wet it just to get some shading going. And then I decide it needed something else, so I'm going to add some purple. And that I don't think I see on that. She does have sort of a purple color in there somewhere on her piece. And I just figured I'd go around and add that purple. In a few places. Sorry if it's cut off a little bit. It was really hard to have everything fit in frame. So I'm using matte medium to glue this one on. I know I said deco page before, but I think I might have used matte medium on the whole thing. That was an accident. That was, what is that? Clear medium? It's not matte medium. It's, gloss something. I can't think of it now, but I use it to thin out paint, like when you want it to be really translucent. And I grabbed the wrong bottle, but I do correct myself and grab the matte medium to glue it down with. Now I'm just adding those other little pieces, trying to decide where I want it. Sorry, again, off screen, of course. Alright, so we're going to put this other dot way over here. There we go. So adding more of that purple. Just craft paint. Don't want it too overwhelming, but I do like the shading it's sort of giving. Decided to add a few splatters. Figured why not? I still had that paint left over. Now I just pulled out a pen, doing some scribbling. I don't have the crystal Bic pen that Gina always uses, so I used a different one. So I decided my sheet music was too white, so I'm just adding that khaki to it, and then I'll wipe it back a little bit. So do that and then wipe it back a little bit. Gives it a little bit more vintage look, don't you think? There we go. Alright, there's one more thing on her page that I haven't gotten on there yet, and that's the white polka dots. So I have this white dot stencil, I thought would go well with it, so I put it on there, and I don't feel like my circles are quite bright enough. I mean, I like it. I like some that aren't bright, and I'm just using gesso for this, and a paper towel, actually. Nothing fancy. But I decided I want some bold circles, so I have kind of a paint, it's a stencil paint tool that's round, so I thought it would work to make some extra white dots on the page. Make them stand out a little bit more. So are you liking the video? Do you like the projects I create? If you do, be sure and give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Now, I always love your comments and feedback. So the one thing that hers did not have was some sort of words, and I felt like my clock is so big it needs something more. So I have this stencil. It's just a paper one, and it says Love Life, and I figured I would stencil that on in purple. My sister was pointing out the other day that purple must be my favorite color because I own a lot of clothes with purple in it. I didn't really notice until I did laundry. I was hanging everything up, and it's all purple. Just trying to define the words a little bit better, but not being perfect. Mostly because it was kind of hard to stabilize my hand over the edge of this clock. Now, this is just a gray Posca. No, not Posca. Artist pen, Faber-Castell. The one that blends really well and then dries permanent. Just to add a little bit more shading to things. I actually use it to darken some of the lines on the words. Because you got to figure, once I put the cover over this and the glass on it, it might be harder to see. I don't know. So then I went and got the Clockworks from Hobby Lobby, and I grabbed the wrong size, so I cut the hands down myself to fit. Maybe that's why they aren't telling the correct time. I don't know. I haven't decided if I've got a low battery or if I didn't put the hands on correctly. But my clock's not keeping correct time. I can hear it ticking. I might have to pull it apart and figure it out, which I don't want to. It was hard putting that glass and the frame back on. So I do take a few pictures of it before I put the glass on. That's me setting it. Well, here's a few close-ups. I hope you like it. I love my clock. Hopefully work won't make me give it back. I'll make him pay for it. And that is going to go on the wall. Right now I just have it propped right here. Anyways, if you liked it, give me a thumbs up, share with your friends, leave me a comment, and if you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.